The Supreme Court has now constituted a special bench to relook into Section 377, which currently criminalizes homosexuality. Now, this move comes after the Apex Court agreed to hear a plea filed by the LGBT activists. The Supreme Court has further stated that a section of individuals who exercise personal choice should never remain in state of fear. So does this mean that it's good news in favor for the LGBT community? My colleague Arun Nayal has more details. A landmark move, Arun.
It was just a matter of time when these petitions against Section 377 of the Indian Penal Code resurfaced in the Supreme Court, considering that just last year the Supreme Court had given a historic verdict on right to privacy, which had said that homosexuals have also got right to privacy, and the normal course of direction was that Section 377 of Indian Penal Code could go, considering that Supreme Court has already held that it is constitutionally valid when it was challenged in 2010 after the Delhi High Court had struck it down, saying that it does not, it violates the constitutional rights of homosexuals, and that is why it should have gone. Now, the High Court order of 2010 was reversed by the Supreme Court in 2013. The review petition was also subject to the Supreme Court scrutiny. That also got rejected, but after the right to privacy judgment, it was expected that these petitions would be coming up in the Supreme Court. The court has observed that the nature's order can be viewed differently, considering that this whether or not this is constitutionally valid can be seen from the prism of the right to freedom of homosexuals, and it has said that a larger bench would be going into this issue. Remains to be seen when this matter comes up for hearing, but it does appear from the observations that have been coming in that Section 377 would be reviewed by the Supreme Court once again.
The Supreme Court thinking about the issue, just thinking about the issue of looking into it, it's a great sign, not just a sign, because that means they are having a thought of giving it to change it, to adjust things in the code.
I think we still have a hope, we still have a trust on the Indian judiciary that it will definitely open its real eyes to speak about what exactly this Section 377 means. That's one side. The second thing is about the Indian Parliament, which has unanimously rejected this human sexuality cannot be heard by the current NDA government. I think that is very much disappointing. I think it's also time in the Bhajpa that few pro-thinkers who are supporting the rights of human sexuality need to come together and to show their consensus support for these minorities.
This was to have been expected after the Supreme Court 9-judge judgment in privacy. In that judgment itself, the Supreme Court had said that some things come within the realm of privacy, including choices in food and sexuality. Therefore, the 2-judge judgment in Kaushal, which had upheld Section 377 of the IPC, was logically in question, whether the correctness of that doctrine. So therefore, a larger bench, which possibly of 3 judges, will soon hear this matter with regard to the constitutionality of Section 377 of the IPC.
As long as they don't flaunt it, as long as they don't create gay bars to select partners for that. In their privacy, what they do, nobody can invade. Their private behavior, which is not made public, there's no difficulty. And before also there was no difficulty. But if you flaunt it, it has to be punished, and therefore there has to be criminal law, which is Section 377.
I'm a little surprised, because the judgment, the previous judgment, is based on the medical opinion that has been formulated with the strength of further research that's been done on the subject. There is a question of same-sex relationship is the proclivity of an individual. It can't be considered to be a crime, according to me.
To achieving what they want to achieve, and I think it's a welcome step. I think that the right to privacy judgment had laid some foundation by making a passing reference to LGBT rights, and I think the window has been opened, and the LGBT community has rightly stepped in, and the Supreme Court has granted their request that the matter be heard by a larger bench.
So do you think that we are perhaps now a step closer in decriminalizing the gay sex or homosexuality, as we say in India?
Well, one can't predict how the Supreme Court decision will pan out, but certainly it's a good step. The fact that they're re-looking at it gives plenty of cause for hope.
So when the last decision came, it was termed retrograde by a lot of communities, especially the LGBT community. What is your message to that community now that they are, don't you think that they should be more hopeful now that a decision like this, judgment like this has come out?
Well, I think to the LGBT community, I would say that a battle is never over till it's finally won. I think they should take heart from what's happened in the Supreme Court today, and I'm sure their aspirations will be met sooner or later.